California Citrus State Historic Park tells the story of the citrus industry's rapid development in Southern California. The citrus economy began in 1873 when the U.S. Department of Agriculture sent 2 little navel orange trees to Eliza Tibbetts, a Riverside local. The trees thrived due to Southern California's temperate climate and healthy soil. Once locals tasted the sweet fruit grown in Eliza Tibbetts' yard, groves of oranges, lemons, and grapefruits began popping up all over the state. At the California Citrus State Historic Park, visitors can join a free guided tour that includes samples of freshly grown California oranges. The park also has an amphitheater and picnic areas that groups can rent out for a small fee. The Mission Inn Museum is located in the famous Mission Inn Hotel on the corner of Main Street and Mission Inn Avenue. The museum contains a variety of artifacts from Frank Miller, the founder and owner of the inn. Miller was well known for his love of aviation, his fascination with fine art, and his marketing brilliance. Miller and his family also played a key role in turning Riverside into a center of economic and cultural activity. During the Mission Inn Museum tour, visitors can see exhibits on key events from Riverside's history, view artifacts from Frank Miller's life, and learn about the citrus growing industry in California. The Botanic Gardens at the University of California, Riverside contain vast amounts of flowers, grasses, shrubs, and trees. The horticultural collection is comprised of rose gardens, herb gardens, a cactus garden, and Alder Canyon, a shady area with California riparian trees. At the Geographical Collection, visitors can see a selection of desert plants and displays with plants from Australia and South Africa. There is also a large plot of plants that grow in California's Sierra Foothills region. Altogether, the park contains hundreds of different plant species from all over the world. Admission to the gardens is free, but guests are encouraged to make a $5 donation. The Riverside City Council opened the Riverside Metropolitan Museum in December of 1924. At first, the museum consisted of Native American artifacts donated by the widow of Cornelius Earl Rumsey, who was known for his role in starting the National Biscuit Company, Nabisco. The museum rapidly grew with donations from private citizens and local organizations. The Riverside Metropolitan Museum made its way onto the National Register of Historic Places in 1987, and in 2004, the museum acquired the historic Harada House. The museum has 3 main collections that focus on the nature, history, and culture of the Riverside area. There is also an extensive archive that includes scores of documents, photographs, and ephemera from Riverside's history. The UCR/California Museum of Photography contains an array of exhibits dedicated to the art of photography in all its forms. With support from the University of California, Riverside, the museum has amassed thousands of images from photographers around the world. The off-campus facility houses a permanent collection of photography technology artifacts. The exhibit also explores the impact of photography on history and culture. Film is a major focus of the museum, and there are regular showings of movies produced by American and international directors. The California Museum of Photography also hosts special events, such as lectures, workshops, and performances. The 2,851-acre Whitewater Preserve was created to protect the fragile environment around the Whitewater River. The area around the river is home to a diverse riparian habitat that includes rare plants like the southwest willow flycatcher and Bell's vireo. The San Jacinto Mountain Range, the San Bernardino Mountain Range, and the San Gorgonio Wilderness frame the picturesque Whitewater River. Animal life in the area includes bighorn sheep, deer, bear, and the endangered fringed-toed lizard. Visitors can check out the reserve's numerous trails while watching for unique wildlife and enjoying the ponds that dot the landscape. Whitewater Reserve is open daily from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Castle Park is a family-friendly amusement park that has attracted Riverside locals and out-of-town visitors since 1976. The park has 27 different types of rides, including roller coasters, a drop tower, a waterlog slide, and a merry-go-round. Castle Park also has 4 championship miniature golf courses, a water playground, retail shops, and a massive selection of carnival games. Lastly, the park features more than 200 fun arcade games for players of all ages. Castle Park has rental options for birthday parties, corporate events, family reunions, and other types of get-togethers. There are also cabanas and lockers at the park so that guests can safely stow their valuables. Out-of-town guests will find plenty of family-friendly lodging options close by. The Riverside Art Museum is located in Riverside's historic Mission Inn district. Housed in a beautiful 1929 building, the Riverside Art Museum has permanent and temporary exhibitions that showcase the talents of artists from around the world. Visitors can view works from more than a dozen famous creators as well as pieces made by talented local artists and high school students. The museum also hosts art classes that cater to all different skill levels. At the Blue Door Museum store, visitors can buy unique handmade souvenirs as well as books and art supplies. Admission to the museum is $5 for adults, $3 for students and seniors, and free for children under the age of 12. The Heritage House, owned by the Riverside Metropolitan Museum, was built in 1891. And the exquisite home is a prime example of Victorian-style architecture. Mr. and Mrs. James Bettner, a couple who came to Riverside in the late 1800s during the town's horticulture boom, once owned the home. The Bradstreet Index, published in 1895, identified Riverside as the town with the highest per capita income in the United States at the time. The Bettners' tastes, interests, and income level are well illustrated in their meticulously preserved historic home. Admission to the Heritage House is free, although the museum appreciates a $5 donation. The Jaropa Mountains Discovery Center, JMDC, is a fun and educational attraction nestled deep in the hills around Jaropa Valley. JMDC boasts 9 acres of beautifully manicured botanical gardens. In the gardens, there are 10 large dinosaur statues that are sure to capture the imagination of young visitors. JDMC also has a collection of live animals, including tortoises, turtles, and goldfish. JDMC covers an additional 82 acres of land that is primarily used for school field trips, paid expeditions, community events, and private parties. Lastly, there is an on-site gift store where guests can purchase fun souvenirs and educational materials.